Hey everybody, it's Brad at Dayport Brothers LLC out in Versailles, Ohio. Gonna do another walk around video followed by an operational video on this 2018 Bobcat T770 that came in and we're putting up for sale. Like always, I'll walk around, I'll talk about the features and functions, I'll get up close to everything, I'll show you everything that I see, tell you everything that I know. Then of course we'll fire it up, we'll run it through its paces, we'll show you the pins are nice and tight up front, let you hear the engine, show you the hydraulics are strong, lift the loader, dump the bucket, show you it turns strong to both directions. As always, if you are in the market for a used skid steer, a used piece of construction equipment, or a used piece of ag equipment, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Your likes and subscriptions help other people who are looking for equipment find our videos and find our machines, and we truly, truly do appreciate it. All right, like I said, this one is a 2018 Bobcat T770. It is cab, heat, air, sticks and pedals controls. It does have power Bobtach. It's got the side work lights. It has the torsion suspension. 3,325 pound lift capacity, and this one has 1,614 hours. So here in a little bit, we'll fire it up. We'll show you the pins are nice and tight up here. And as I get close to everything here, you'll see this white paint is nice and bright. It does have some paint starting to flake off around the edges where they all do, right up here on the loader arms and down here, especially just like I said, right around the edges where it always starts. But otherwise, that white paint's nice and bright. Loader arms are nice and straight. Has a few paint chips here and there and some peeling around the edges of the decal, a couple little spots here in the decal that are peeling. And like I said, just little paint chips, but that white paint's nice and bright, nice and straight, no huge dents or dings here that I see. Back here in this back section, they had at some point had something mounted here, and they've touched up just that little bit of white paint right around here, and it's kind of discolored a little bit there, you'll see, but the rest of it's nice and straight. Like I said, no huge dents or dings there. Taking a look at the tracks on this side, I'm gonna say we're at about 25% tread depth. I think I'm being pretty fair there. Not a lot of weather checking really to speak of either. There's a few little nicks across the just typical wear on a track, but no huge gouges across, no weather checking. Taking a look at the sprockets, as you can see here, sprockets are very good. A lot of life left there in those sprockets. And then as I take a little step back and look, like I said, it does have the torsion suspension down here, and looking at the side of the undercarriage here, you'll see it still retains, man, 85–90% of the original gray paint down here on the undercarriage. And then up here on the side of the frame, that white paint there is nice and bright. Does have some scuffs and scratches and little paint chips up here, but pretty darn nice overall. Down back in there looks good. Taking a look at this rear corner back here. Again, white paint's pretty bright. Just typical little scuffs and scratches, little paint chips here and there, some scuffs and scratches in the decal, a few more down there. The gray down here has been repainted. This white on this whole section here all looks original. You'll see there's some chips and scuffs, like I said. Coming around to the back, looking at the door, that orange paint is nice and bright still on that door, and it's actually pretty straight. Doesn't look like doesn't have any major dents or dings, just a few little scuffs and scratches down there on the bottom, a couple down here, actually better than a lot of them. And then this bottom section is fairly straight, but like I said, this gray has been repainted, but it has a couple small little dents and dings and some scuffs and scratches there, but nothing huge. A little bit of a dent there. Everything else up here looks pretty good. Back of the cab looks good. Coming around this way, and this has maybe been repainted because I see some overspray up there. So this gray here has probably been repainted at some point. Taking a look at this rear corner. Again, that white paint's nice and bright, just starting to flake off a little bit around the edge. Some scuffs and scratches, pretty par for the course there on a used skid steer. There, that decal's got some flakes out of it. As you see, some scuffs and scratches there. Again, a little bit of paint starting to peel right here, and then like I said, that gray's all been touched up. Looking at the track on this side, matches up really well to the other side. Again, probably 25-30% tread depth. Really no weather checking to speak of, and again, not a lot of big cracks across or chunks out of the tracks anywhere. Sprockets on this side, again, very, very good. Lots of life left here in these sprockets. And again, like on the other side underneath, there's nice and clean. And taking a little step back, looking at the side rail here of the undercarriage. Again, that gray paint still retains quite a bit of that gray paint here on this side. Lots of life left there. Side of the frame over here, again, that white paint's nice and bright. Just typical little scuffs and scratches here and there, paint chips. Looking at the loader arms, or loader arm on this side, again, just some paint peeling. Same thing here, just a little discoloration. I don't know what they had mounted here, but where they did that, there's that, they've repainted that little white section and it's just a little discolored there. Nice and straight again. I don't see any big dents or dings. I don't see anything that looks like it's been cracked or welded or plated anywhere. Just your typical paint chips. Part of the decal missing there. But like I said, I don't see anything that's been cracked or welded or plated anywhere on either loader arm or the back of the skid steer mount plate. Everything looks good there. And like I said, those pins are nice and tight. Basically a new HD bucket. I don't see any bows in the bucket or anything like that. Everything looks good there. Bolt-on cutting edge is really, really good. I don't think that bucket's been used at all, basically. Take a look at the engine compartment here. Okay. I'll try to pause and go slow in here so you can see everything. Nice and clean in here, nice and dry. I don't see any oil or diesel up top there. I don't see any oil or diesel running down the side of the block. I don't see any antifreeze running down in here. Pretty darn clean. Like I said, 1,614 hours, so it should be pretty nice in here. But again, everything looks pretty clean here. Over here by the battery, everything looks good over here. Inside of that back door looks good. Go take a look at the cab, the interior. Like I said, it does have the side work lights. Everything looks good up top. All the glass looks good. I don't see any cracks or spider webbing in any of that glass. And then up here in the front, even up here, as you see, pretty darn nice up here. Doesn't have a ton of paint chips out of the front. No cement splatter or anything like that. That step's in good shape, nice and square there. Up here, this front faceplate, just little scuffs and scratches here and there, but pretty darn nice, really. Here where you step in, everything looks good here. All that grip tape's still there. Down here in the floorboard, everything looks really good down there. Taking a look at the seat. Bottom seat cushion looks good. I don't see any cuts or tears. A couple little stains, looks like maybe a little paint or something there. Otherwise, I don't see any cuts or tears on the bottom cushion. Back cushion looks good as well. Again, I don't see any cuts or tears. There's some paint splatter here and there. All right, taking a look at our stick on this side. All the toggle switches look good. Some of these little grippers are starting to rip off a little bit, that little rubber. Trigger looks good. Backside looks good there. Come to this side on this joystick. All the toggle switches look good. Actually, most of these rubber grip pieces are pretty good on this side. Trigger's good. Have to wait on that to 1,614 hours. HVAC controls. As of the time of this video, the AC is blowing cold. Up here, everything where this cylinder comes up, everything looks good there. Nothing looks like it's been busted or cracked or welded. Same thing over here, everything looks good. And then like I said earlier, back side of that skid steer mount plate, everything looks good down there. All right, like I said, this one's a 2018 T770, 1,614 hours. Lots of photos on our website. That's listed down below in the description. If you have any questions, comment down below. We'll try to answer them for you. We'll fire it up and get right into an operational video.